Hey guys. Okay, so I got it down in just 3 minutes. I know. Maybe next time on Friday I'll be at 3 p.m. But let's just hope Zoom keeps playing ball because sometimes it's actually Zoom that is the pain in the butt. And this time I'm going to remember to actually hit record because I record these episodes and I forget that I have to save them locally. So, hello and welcome to episode number 10 of Think Like a Copywriter. This episode is hosted by me, Adil Amarsi, also known as the $700 million copywriter, and of course, the dude with the kick ass hat, because that's what we do apparently. Apparently, I have a nice hat today. I don't know. I've had like three compliments given to me in like different groups I've been in. Anyway, so today's episode is all about offer creation. Specifically, one of the things I'm actually known for is creating offers, and this episode is sponsored by thinklikeacopywriter.com/the challenge. So the hyphen challenge. You should be able to go there and check it out, as what we will be doing is, believe it or not, teaching you how to create we'll be helping you create your welcome sequence in an effective way that works properly. I have a little tiny blemish here, which is really going to bug me for the rest of this episode. But hey, it's what we do. We just rock on and keep on going. All right. So this episode, as I said, is going to cover a lot to do with offer creation. Now, the way I got the nickname, the Michelangelo of offer creation, is I'm insanely good at figuring out what people want to do in order to buy. I don't know why. I have no idea how it came about. I'm just very good at it. So I actually just play with it and see what happens. Now, that being said, I will be looking at comments in the section below when I can, because I'm on Zoom and I'm opening up. My goodness, what am I doing? I'm opening up Facebook Live so I can actually have a look at this thing at the same time in real time and respond to your comments. Otherwise, I won't see them, which really sucks in my opinion. But it is what it is. So, for those people that have actually joined the challenge, I want to thank you and I want to welcome you. For the people that are actually thinking about joining the challenge, I urge you to join. It's absolutely going to be fun and incredible. That being said, let's hop right into it. So, what we're going to be covering today is specifically the research that you need to take in order to know whether or not your offer is irresistible, as well as how the wrong positioning can fuck up your perfect offer and what to do in that situation, as well as finding your winner and more. And we're going to condense this down in about 15 minutes. So, here's what we're going to do, we're going to go at speed and I'm going to break them down. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them. I will answer them as soon as I see them. Usually either at the end of the show or I come back and answer them, or during the show. Who knows? I just got quickly. Um, it's there. Ha! Yes, I love that Bogdan first thing he said was that my hair's back and so is my beard. Love you too, man. The beard's coming back. I've got stubble. And Ian, your question about do I believe people are just born natural at copywriting? Yes. Some people have got a natural knack for words. Hey, Meredith, good to see you. Some people have a natural knack for it, but I think it's a taught skill. Like I'm very good at selling, but like it took me a while to get there. Whereas I know people that literally were salespeople from the moment I met them from a young age, and then they just hone their skills. It's all about honing skills for me, really. Like you can be good at it, but you got to take your time. So with that being said, let's dive right into this. So the research that you need to take in order to know whether an offer is valid or not is quite simple. You need to actually look at if other people are selling the same thing or someone in the same ballpark. If there are people in the same ballpark of what you're selling, that is key. That is like absolutely the most golden thing you can do, because when you're creating like a ballpark offer and everyone's like, oh my god, this is incredible, and you're like, I can do that better. What that does is that tells you that there are already customers there that you can actually pitch to and get along your site, as long as you fulfill a different need. So I'll give you a perfect example. There are a million and one email copywriting courses out there. I've produced two of them. I know people have produced plenty of them. John Benson's produced one as well. There's so many people I've had like email courses. Like if someone said to me, go, what's a good email course? I'd go Matt Fury's course is actually like the shit, or Ben Settle's course. But at the same time, so the niche I created for myself was welcome sequences, specifically the first 7 emails. So do you see how like the way I researched it was I looked at what is something that everyone wants that hardly anyone actually focuses just on, and I decided to expand that out. And of course, I have competition in that area. That's brilliant. That means there's people buying. It's an alive market. It's kind of like the whole thing where you go and say, okay, if there's no people in that market, there's no one buying, there's no money moving, that's a dead market. And it's actually a thing that you want to avoid, because a dead market means you're going to put your money into it and it's going to screw you up. And it comes down to that whole thing of like the first person. Don't get me wrong, I love being the first person in any industry. I really, really do. But the problem is you face all the challenges. Dude number three in that industry, or dudette number three, dudette, female dude, or whatever you identify as, that right there, you're good. You walk right in. You know what's going to be selling. You just now have to find a way to differentiate yourself. And differentiating yourself is far easier than inventing the wheel. So find someone else that's already invented the wheel and find a way to tell that story's result in your own voice. And that is something I got told. So when you're going through research, you want to look at demographics that are buying. You have to look at what's being bought, how frequently it's being bought, who your actual competition is, what type of skills you need to sell. So for instance, if you're in the health and wellness market and you're actually looking to bring out a health product, there are 1,000,001 health products out there. Why would yours be any different? Well, because it's your unique story. When you have your unique story, you're able to actually bring out the better in people. Like people just actually like gravitate towards you because of how you do things, because it's personal branding. My buddy Chris McCombs and I discussed this at length on our podcast, but it's there. Like in the episode that we did, it's actually all there. We actually discussed how like taking your story and actually expanding with it makes it way better and more easy and more accessible for people to buy from you, even if you're selling something very, very similar. So your research that you need to make sure that your product is irresistible is there's already an active buying market. There are people that are actually giving money to actually solve this problem. And there's also a sub problem that people aren't solving. They want a specific answer to. So there's this like top level of problem, and then there's these subsects, and then you can pick out your subsect and expand. That's basically how you make your offer irresistible, is you speak to one problem they want the solution to. So for instance, if what you wanted was that really nice hip cut that people want right there, like on the abs, they want the like really nice abs, but they want that hip cut. Well, you can actually create an advanced course around, like you can create a basic course around like workouts for endomorphs like me, sorry, ectomorphs like me, who are long and lanky and generally don't carry a lot of like body fat on us. You can do a workout routine for us and then be like, how do you get these specific muscles and these cuts of muscles as an upsell? There you go. There's an irresistible offer to go to. Another way of doing it is making it so no-brainer. And this is the problem that people have. You want to give a no-brainer solution offer to people in a way that makes them say, yeah, I would totally be into that. Why wouldn't I be into that? That is incredible. I'm a stupid idiot for not doing this. But you don't want to make it so unbelievable. It's like, is this any good? Are they lying? Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Back in the day when I was writing an ad for someone, they had it was a $7 or $20, it was like a $7 product. It was like really low. I think it was like $10. It was a Warrior Forum offer. Their bonuses were $10,000. I'm like, are you shitting me? No one believes you. Like, they're like, oh, conversion rate wasn't right. I was like, yeah, because your bonuses are ridiculously overpriced. No one's going to believe that. I'm getting 10 grand's worth of stuff for $10. No. Are you dying? Are you just like really happy and giving me stuff? No, it's like you're trying to get me in. And you know I'm not going to do this, or this information is not on par, or whatever it is. So the way that I did this would say the challenge was I got yelled at for not having a low end offer. So I decided to create a low end offer for $97. It's a challenge. I'll walk you through it. The value of that thing is going to be $1,000 by the time I'm done with it, because I go in depth with these and I love doing them. But at that same time, what I'm doing is establish my audience for you guys to actually give you something that's like sub 100 to actually join and actually get these incredible information that's very in depth. But also at the same time, it's a believable thing because my bonuses only equate to like the same price of the product. They add value, they solve problems, but they don't actually, they don't actually go ahead and create any situations where people don't believe that the pricing is correct. And yeah, Ian, they do. Like they do this with PLR, where they actually give an insane amount of content for a really small price. The difference with PLR is it's private label rights, so everyone can use those. That's a whole different thing. But this is what I'm saying. Like if it's something you actually created, so it's actually very powerful in the way that it's done. Now, something that's actually even equally crazier in my books, because it's funny and weird, and I enjoy weird and fun stuff, would be the other side of that coin, which is, of course, that you start looking at how something can go really wrong, and it can all be down to your positioning. That's a key point with pricing, but your positioning could be that you have an incredibly good offer that is priced at the wrong price point, which again screws your offer up. Your story's completely off, and you're trying to pitch to the wrong audience. So if you have the wrong audience, the right product, it ain't gonna work. If you have the wrong product, the right audience, that ain't gonna work. So you want to have the right product, hey Rosa, and you want to have the right audience, and you want to smush them together, very much like my man Doug Judy likes to sing about and smush. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine right before this. Now, the wrong positioning can fuck you over royally, just simply because it doesn't make sense. It's like going to someone and saying, even with your upsells, it's like someone going to you and saying, hey, you bought the, so I'll give you an example with my own list and with my own upsell flow and stuff. So you join the challenge, and the first thing I ask you to do as a bump is, the question is, do you want me to teach you how to write 500 to 1,000 words in an email or in 30 minutes or less, while also sharing with you how I research new markets that I don't even know about? So that's basically, I show you my research modules. And that's a $27 bump. That's an upsell. That's a perfect position. My offer itself, the front end offer, is positioned to actually help anyone that's starting out to actually build their mailing list and actually get people on their way. It's a brilliant way of getting people on board. It's so simple because it gives you all that you really need. Realistically, the way that if I screw that up, the way that you fix that is basically start asking people what it is they want to buy and how you can best serve them. When you do these two little tiny things, people start gravitating towards you like crazy. It's actually genuinely one of the coolest things ever, is how quickly people gravitate towards your offer once you actually listen to them and actually find out what they want, not just tell them what they want. So fun little idea there. So listen out to what your audience wants, how they want to actually be perceived, and finally, what it is they want to, what they want to buy, and give it to them. Now, there is a question that Bogdan asked me. I'm looking for this question, which is why it sounded like I was rambling for a second. So Bogdan actually asked me how to stand out. Essentially, how to position your product if it's exactly like everyone else's. There's not much different. There's not much of a product there to begin with. How do you make this offer completely unique? So there are some people that think that, like, how do we make an offer unique? Very similarly, you do the research, you find out the gap in the market, and you actually offer them the solution. That is as simple as it is. You find the gap, you offer them solution by joining a mailing list, and then you basically work it down the line. If you're wondering, how do I actually go ahead and do this in a way that actually universally works with people wanting to buy my stuff for free, or like, seed capital and stuff, what you do is you put the price down in your product initially in order to get like some reviews, like I've done. And then you up the price if you want to. Granted, the challenge is always going to be like $97 anyway, like just simply because it's such a good thing that I want to do and get out there. What I would suggest that you do is look at it as a perspective of, what do I bring differently that is my story, and how do I actually position it in a way that helps them? So with you in the health and fitness market, you can do quarantine home workouts for the lazy person that loves to cook. And now what you can just say is, working out is only 20 or 30% of the principle. The other remaining amount, like 70-80%, is how and what you eat. So when you just discuss what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, and a breakdown of that, and show your workouts as a bonus guide, guess what? You now have a unique offer. Now, if you put it even further, saying that I'm going to show you how I do it specifically, and how I went from this to this, and how I had these small little shifts, and all these small little shifts made this big shift in my energy. Those are all actually equal and awesome to actually have in place. Now, finding your winner is quite simple. It's all about testing. So you get your thing out the door, you realize what the test rate is, and then you just keep going until you change one thing at a time. You change the headline, you change the video, but you change the headline first, and then you change the HUD, and then you see the difference. If it's good, keep it. If it's bad, go back. And this is what it is. It's a constant case of checking back and forth until you find what I call your winner. And a winner is something that just makes money and works well. And by the way, I'd even go as far as testing split testing pricing, because pricing is a huge thing. Or even design. Do a sales letter with no video and a sales letter with a video. See which one comes out on top. Your audience might really not like video. They might really love just like reading stuff. Do a short form sales letter that just basically says, here's what you're getting, here's your button buy, versus a long form sales letter that tells your story. See what your audience responds to most. Hey, Natalie, good to see you. But these are all elements that are there. These are the things that you want to create when you're actually introducing your irresistible offer to your audience, is that you want to give them something that's so good. And one of the best movies that can actually be quoted is, I made them an offer they couldn't refuse. Make them an offer they couldn't refuse. Like, if these are people that really want something from you, that you can actually impact them, tell them why you're amazing and give them the reasons why to buy and go from there. It's stupid to say how simple it is, but it really, really does work. Now, that being said, however, I've answered a couple of questions as well offhand. But what I'm going to say right now, if you haven't signed up for the challenge that starts on May the 4th, 2020, please go ahead and head on over to thinklikeacopywriter.com/the challenge. The link is, of course, going to be in the description in just a moment, but also in the actual video title at the end. So you should be able to click on that and check it out because, why wouldn't you? Super easy to get started. I know if you've already begun. Rachel, I know you have. I know Meredith, I think you were my first person in. Yeah, Meredith was the first person in. Then we had Rachel, Connie, Bogdan, and a few other people as well join as well. So it's actually, going well. But yeah, what essentially we're going to be doing is the breakdown of that is I'm going to be doing these an hour, like in 40 minutes from now, Monday through Friday, from next week, where I'll be hopping on to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, teaching copy, and then your homework and assignments. And then Tuesday and Thursday are basically Q&A days in the Facebook group. And then finally, the weekend, you can actually either catch up, do the work, or relax, whatever is up to you. But essentially, up until the 18th/19th of May 2020, I will be with you, helping you out, doing like support with you guys. And then after that, on May the 20th onwards, you'll receive all the bonuses, all the upsells that you basically paid for and got, all on the membership site ready to go. So yeah, in about 3 weeks, you should have everything ready to go and cracking. With that being said, though, guys, I'm going to bring the show to an end. Have an amazing day. Kick lots of ass. Enjoy life. And of course, more importantly, and most importantly, go out there and just, have fun with what you do. Take care and keep thinking like a copywriter.